Every greedy pastor knows about this passage. Malachi 3:8. And they go like this. Shall a man rob God? Yet you rob me. But how do we rob you? In tithes and offerings. You don't bring tithes and offerings. Therefore you rob me. Now bring your tithes and offerings, so that I will bless you. If you don't bring it, you will suffer. You will be hungry. You will not get job. You will get promotion. But what God are they talking about? What robbery? Who is robbing who? Now, the law on tithing in the Bible, or the rules about tithing, are contained in the Old Testament books of Deuteronomy, Leviticus, Numbers, Nehemiah, and Exodus. And all these constitute part of the Hebrew Bible. So all the laws on tithing are in the Hebrew Bible. So for whom was the law made? Now, the law on tithing is a law made by Yahweh, according to the Bible, for the Jews. Yahweh is the God of Israel, and he made this law, as well as all the rules in the Old Testament, to the people of Israel, specifically to the Jews. These laws are not made for everybody else or anybody else apart from the Jews. These laws are not made for those in Africa, in Europe, or anywhere else in the world. The Bible is very, very, very clear on that. Let's begin by looking at Exodus 20:1-3. Exodus 20:1-3. That's the first commandment according to Exodus. He was speaking to the Israelites, to Moses. I am Yahweh, your God, who brought you out of Egypt. Don't have any other God except me. Yeah? This I am the God of the world or the universe, blah, blah, blah. Deuteronomy 1:3. Deuteronomy 1:3. That was the beginning of Deuteronomy. Moses was speaking to the people of Israel. Remember, the laws of tithing are contained in Deuteronomy and Leviticus. Leviticus 1:1. Yahweh called Moses and spoke to him from the tent of meeting. He said to Moses, tell the Israelites. Tell the Israelites. So everything in Leviticus, he was telling to the Israelites, not to any other people of the world. Everything in Exodus, to the Israelites. Everything, in fact, in the Old Testament was to the Israelites. So the Mosaic Law, including the entirety of the package on tithing, was given to the Jews who belong to Yahweh. The Bible makes it clear in many, many, many places that other nations have their own gods. If you go to previous videos of mine, you will see, for example, the one I said, Jehovah is not the God of Africa or God of the world, and other videos there. It makes it clear that this Yahweh that I'm talking about, who gave these rules, belonged to the Jews, and the Jews belonged to him. Now, because the laws and the rules and the edicts and practices and the traditions in the Old Testament or the Bible in Hebrew Scriptures are applicable only to the Jews, the New Testament of the Bible, i.e., the Christian Bible, makes it clear that the laws of Moses, the edicts of Moses, the decrees of Moses, and all the traditions and rituals in the Old Testament do not apply to Christians. Galatians 3:10-11. Galatians 3:10-11 says, all who rely on the works of the law are under a curse. As it is written, cursed is everyone who does not continue to do everything written in the book of the law. Clearly, no one who relies on the law is justified before God, because the righteous will live by faith. End of quote. Explicit. If you're a Christian or a non-Jew, forget the law, forget Moses, forget law of tithing and law of everything in the Old Testament, because you are now righteous by faith. You are now saved by faith in Jesus Christ and no longer by observance of the law. Galatians 3:13, he says, Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangs on a tree. It's a curse to follow the law of Moses, which means it's a curse to follow the law on tithing, which is part of the law of Moses. That cannot be clearer. Hebrews 9:13-14. Hebrews 9:13-14. Basically, it is saying observance of the law in the Old Testament of the Bible, including the law on tithing, is dead. Yeah? You should purge your conscience of it. Stop doing it, because you are not going to be justified by that. It says, it means it's of no benefit, it's of no consequence to you to continue to follow those rules, including the rules of tithing, which are contained in the Hebrew scriptures, in the laws of Moses. So because the New Testament insists that the old ways, the laws of Moses, and the traditions and the customs and the practices are obsolete and useless, the church does not observe any of the rituals and festivals of the Jews. They don't observe any of them. So, they don't observe all these laws, all these rituals, and all the edicts and decrees in the Old Testament, but they choose to observe the one about collecting money. Shall a man rob God? Yet you rob me in tithes and offerings. Bring their tithes and offerings. What about Sabbath? What about Festival of Weeks? What about Passover? What about trumpets? What about atonement? And all those things, sin offerings and all that. What happened to them? So let's now go to Malachi 3. Malachi 3. The go-to passage on tithing. It's important to understand that Malachi was speaking to the Jews about Jewish rules and edicts. Malachi was a minor prophet who was sent, according to the Bible, to the Israelites only. And he was speaking only to the Israelites. And Malachi must be read in the context of the entire Mosaic law in the Hebrew Bible, or the so-called Old Testament, and the law on tithing in Leviticus, in Deuteronomy, and in Numbers. If they don't do this in the church, it is deception, because they select a verse and leave the rest of the prophecy or the book of Malachi. If you want to read Malachi from 1 to the end and see the context of the statement of Malachi. Malachi 1 verse 1 begins like this. Malachi 1:1. The burden of the word of the Lord of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. Word of Yahweh to Israel through Malachi. Not word of Yahweh to the world through Malachi. So, the context of Malachi 3:8 is that Malachi was lamenting that the Israelites who were at that time in exile had abandoned the laws, the rules, the edicts of their God Yahweh. And therefore they should return back to them. Let's look at Malachi 3:6-7. You've abandoned my way, my ordinances, my decrees, my laws. Now return to me. And you said, wherein shall we return? How shall we return? Malachi 3:8. But you ask, how are we to return? How shall we return? Will a man rob God, yet you rob me? But you ask, how do we rob you? In tithes and offerings. You are under a curse, the whole nation of you. That's the whole nation of Israel. Because you are robbing me. Bring the whole tithe unto the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. And then he goes on to say other things that they have to do, including sending away all the foreign wives they had married, because marrying foreign women was an offense against Yahweh. So the Jews were enjoined, you must abandon your wives and their children who were foreigners. So the wives who were foreigners and the children, they must be abandoned in order to please Yahweh. They must return to all the festivals, all the edicts, all the rituals, everything they had forgotten about. That is the context of Malachi 3:8. Yeah, but your pastor may say, but Jesus did not condemn tithing. Yes, he did not. Why should he? He was a Jewish man, according to the Bible. His disciples were Jewish, and he was speaking to the Jews. The only place he spoke about tithing in the New Testament was Matthew 23, verse 23. Matthew 33, 23. He says, woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You give a tenth of your spices, mint, dill, and cumin, but you've neglected the more important matters of the law, justice, righteousness, and things like that. So he was speaking to Jews, the Pharisees, and teachers of the law. So, what conclusions can we make? Well, clearly, if pastors insist on you bringing tithe to them, why do they not insist on other Old Testament laws and prescriptions and rituals? Why single out tithing when the New Testament says the Old Testament is now old and is now obsolete and is now a curse to follow the law? So which means it's a curse to follow the law on tithing. And the pastors are claiming, bring your tithes and offerings. If anybody is robbing God, it is those pastors and churches who are demanding and collecting tithes from people on the basis of emotional blackmail. Because they're saying to people, you are robbing God if you don't pay this thing to us. Otherwise, you will suffer. You will struggle. Who wants to rob God? Who wants to be on the wrong side of God? So people fear, and they bring money to these people, and they live a lavish lifestyle out of it. That is blackmail, and that is also obtaining money by false pretenses. The pastors collecting tithe are the ones robbing God, not the people who do not pay the tithe. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do the right thing. Thumbs up to us. Give us a like, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and let's get your comment. If you're a pastor, you think you have a ground to stand on, come here and challenge what has been disclosed. If you're a believer and you want to say something about it, please, you're welcome. Until next time, bye.